Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from mychartcoach.com and we are looking at ticker symbol CHLN. This is a 15-minute chart. As you can see here, there was a big move today at the open. The first 30 minutes of trading, there was a giant move from down here at the close, down in around what previous close was 285, and then it ended up shooting up all the way up here to a high of 570 within the first hour of trading, which was very impressive. But since then, it has consolidated and pulled back. As you can see here, it was riding the candles were riding EMAs 4 and 8, which are the pink and green lines here. EMA 4 is the pink line, EMA 8 is the green line. And when the breakout happened, the candles started forming above those levels. And as you can see, when the share price pulled back, the candles dropped below EMAs 4 and 8, and now they have become resistance. I mentioned a couple times today that the middle Bollinger Band was the key level to hold here. As you can see, the candles are now forming below the middle Bollinger Band and below EMAs 4 and 8. That sets up the possibility for a new downtrend to begin. So it'll be very important for the bulls that middle Bollinger Band remains support. If it turns into resistance, it will equal downside risk. So this is currently 450 here, is a big support level to hold. If 450 breaks, as you can see here on the very first candle of the day, 450 was the high of day. The share price took off up to this 570 and then pulled back and found support here at the same level. That was the top of this wick on the first candle. So this is a very crucial intraday support level. If it breaks, you could see a drop down here to the 4 range, or a drop down to the 375 range. So in order to keep the uptrend going, there needs to be candles forming above the middle Bollinger Band and EMAs 4 and 8. Resistance going forward is going to be up here at this 570 spot. That's the key level to break for continued upside. If you look down here, there is a gap right here in between the close and the open. So if you look up here on the left-hand corner, you can see the previous close was 285 and the open was at 325. That creates what we call a gap on the chart. So there's a space on the chart. And that's always something to keep an eye out for, because at times gaps do get filled. Something to little study note here. If you look at the Bollinger Bands, they were this wide on the 19th, and they started to what we call tighten. As you can see, the Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band is this purple line, and the lower Bollinger Band is this other purple line down here. And as you can see, they tightened over this 3-day period. Going into the close here on the 21st, look how tight they are. Look how narrow they became compared to how wide they were back here. What this was signaling is that the share price was consolidating. As you can see, the candles were forming in a very tight range here, and this leads to a point where a move is imminent. There's going to be either a breakout, which ended up happening, or a breakdown. And this is something we look for when we're charting. We look for tight Bollinger Bands to signal a potential move coming. So as you can see, this broke out to the upside. Currently, you have Fasto down here below 20. So that sets up the potential for some, there's juice, what we like to say juice, room to run, because Fasto isn't overbought until you get up here at 80. So if you look up here at RSI, the relative strength indicator, and RSI is between 50 and 70, which is considered the bull zone. So RSI looks good. You have a declining volume pattern over here. Down here on volume, as you can see, volume has been dropping. So many times when volume declines like this, it leads to a volume spike. So keep an eye out for that. As you can see right here, there was a bearish crossover on MACD right here at about 12:15 or so. And what bulls want to see is they want to see a crossover. They want to see the MACD line crossing over, which is the green line, crossing over the signal line, which is the red line. As you notice here, MACD is reflecting the move up here, the big up, and then the crossover. And at the same time, when you have the MACD bearish crossover, you have the candles start forming below EMAs 4 and 8. This is all telling you that the momentum is going with the bears. So going forward, it's going to be crucial to hold middle Bollinger Band support into the close. If candles form below that level, keep an eye out for a new downtrend to begin. Thanks for viewing this chart, and I look forward to many more charts in the future.